We've been making a lot of noise about this weekend, Friday 20th to Sunday 22nd of June 2025. The biggest Agric event is about happening and you are not ready for it. This morning, I have the honor to be joined in the studio by our very own Frema Edunyame, head of events and partnership right here at ChannelOne TV and City FM. And of course, one of our sponsors, John Ziga, who is the Deputy CEO of Development Bank Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for joining me. Firms, good to see you.
Great to see you.
TikTok, the clock is ticking.
We are just marking time. You know?
Time is almost here. Are we ready?
Super ready. I mean, we've been ready.
I like the
since
energy.
DBG came on board, you know, so we are very, very ready. Yes,
right.
yes.
John, let me come to you. For you at Development Bank Ghana, what does this Agric Fair mean to you, and why is it even important to you as a bank to be a part of this event?
Oh, thank you so much, and thank you for this opportunity. For us at DBG, we see the Agric Fair as an opportunity, to plug in to our mandate. Also, the Agric Fair provides a platform, the biggest platform that we see as an outdoor Agric event in Ghana that gives us, as financiers, to meet a whole lot of people in terms of the Agric value chain, our partners, in terms of the people who do the Agric at the farm level, those who process, and also the consumers. So for us, this is an opportunity to showcase our relevance in Ghana in terms of our support to Agric as one of the anchors of our mandate.
Speaking of support and financing farmers or the agribusiness in general in Ghana, how is the DBG having any plan or any terms to support farmers, whether small scale or even large scale, when it comes to loans and monies to support their businesses?
Okay, so for DBG,
right,
our core mandates are anchored on 4 pillars, Agric being one, Agric and agri-processing. And that is what relates to the fair. In the sense that you see the traditional banks, we are there to partner the traditional banks, not to compete with the traditional banks, to partner them. Right. Partner them in the sense that in the agri-business, in terms of from production, from the beginning, in terms of the farmer, raw Agric, through agro-processing to finished goods, it needs patient capital. But the commercial banks are not able to provide this patient capital. So we come in to plug into that hole, that we give patient capital to our commercial banks, and they in turn give this capital to the farmers and to the agro-processors. So we are able to provide capital in terms of loans up to 10 years. Whereas our commercial banks would normally want to give loans in the short term, 2 years to 3 years, we are able to partner our commercial banks, give them loans up to 10 to 15 years to be able to give to these our farmers. Because agro production needs a lot of time and a lot of patience. And we think that if we plug in and give that support to our farmers, that kind of support to our processors, we would be food sufficient as a country. So that is how we plug in into the chain.
Very, very important. Now, Frema, let me come to you. For us here at ChannelOne TV and City FM, we've had events back to back to back. Events is one of our backbones here, and we deliver flawlessly, effortlessly. Why is it even important to have a sponsor like DBG come join this year's Agric Fair, especially being its maiden edition?
You know, so let me just start from where John left off, talking about supporting and partnering, with commercial banks so that we are all safe when it comes to food and it being sufficient for us. Now, there are certain things in the country that is a collective responsibility. Everybody has a role, and one of such is food. You know, we all talk about shortage of food, food security, and all that. You know, so when you look at things like tourism, things like agriculture, everybody has a role to play. So from the farmer at the market, you know, to the retailers, to access to funding, to marketing, to everything, you realize that everybody has a role, and that is where DBG comes in.
Right.
So when we have national events like this, you know, national agenda, I always say that we are a media house, but we go beyond our traditional mandate of informing, educating, and entertaining to now being change masters, because we believe that we have a platform that we can help effect change. And we just don't do the talking. I mean, here at Channel One and City FM, we believe that beyond just talking about things that can help Ghana grow, we also have a part to play, you know, by getting out there, going to the field. So things like Heritage Caravan, things like Food Festival, This is Ghana. If you look at our events, you can tell that these are things that would cause change in the country. Now, when we are doing things like that, we really need partners to come on board. Now, if you look at how much we charge for our events, you know that they are highly subsidized. So if we don't get partners like DBG who believe in our vision, who our visions align, it's really going to be very difficult, because if we say we are passing all the costs to the consumer or to the patrons or exhibitors, it will be very difficult. Although we are helping promote people's businesses, you know, we need to have partners like DBG who believe in what we are doing to come on board so that we can push Ghana far.
Very beautifully said. Now, John, let me come back to you. We have farmers spread all over the country. We have people who are in very rural areas that find it so hard to even transport their wares down south here to even make sales. Sometimes when crops like plantain are in season, you see people complaining that they can't even transport the foods down here to the big markets to even get distributors to spread it across. Now, let's talk about inclusive finance. How does you as a bank how has inclusive finance benefited women in agriculture, especially in undeserved communities?
Okay, thank you very much for that. As I said earlier on, that our mandate is very inclusive. So as DBG, we work through our PFIs. PFIs here mean that our partners as the banks, we work through the rural banks, we work through the savings and loans institutions. So we don't directly give loans to our farmers. So we do that through the channels that I've mentioned as partners. So in terms of our core mandate, women, in terms of women who are in agric, women who are in manufacturing, women, businesses, are areas that we look at. Currently, in terms of agro-business, we have earmarked about 500 million for agro-business. And I will say that out of this 500 million, for food production, we have extended about 251 million out of that to food production. We have this program that we call DEEP, which is tailored towards maize, maize, rice, and what do we call it? Poultry, and cashew. No, not cashew. The fourth one, I seem to have forgotten that one. And we look at our women in those areas in terms of rice production, small scale, holder farms, and in terms of maize production, smallholder farms, and in terms of even bigger, agro production in terms of maize and in terms of sorghum, in terms of rice. So for the women, currently we have disbursed about 77 million to our women in agro businesses.
Wow.
Agro businesses. And when you add industry, that's even more than that. So we see that. So when you go to the rural areas, you see women at Tamame having 2 acres of rice farm, having 5 acres of maize, having 7 acres of cassava. we are interested in those people. Interested in those people, so it will be very interesting to know that from experience, you realize that when you are sending Momo to people, for us the men, I mean the artisans, you send Momo to somebody, who tell you that, oh, you know, don't send the Momo to this number, send it to the other number. But for the women, no, they don't do that. They are very consistent in terms of their payment, so that's why we love those I mean those category of people.
Now, it brings me to my next question on sustainability.
Okay.
When these monies are given out to the women or people in underserved communities, how do you ensure that these loans are sustainable for their farming practices?
Okay, so thank you very much for the question. The environment belongs to all of us. This earth belongs to all of us. And you and I have a duty to ensure that what we have met, we keep it for the generations yet unborn. Okay? So it behoves on all of us to ensure that through our partners, and let me say this again, through our partners, in terms of our credit processes, we make sure that we go by the standards, environmentally friendly standards that we are required to go by. So in terms of the credit appraisals, the credit processes, we ensure that the ESGs are embedded in this for our partners, the banks and the savings and loans. We have all those embedded, that when they are going to Equiamansa's farm, they ensure that Equiamansa is using the approved methods that we have agreed in terms of agronomy, in terms of farming techniques. Equiamansa is using those things. They are not using things that are harmful to the environment. And also, DBG is based in terms of our model. Our model is based on that of KfW. KfW is the Development Bank of Germany.
Right.
And we have best practices in terms of management, in terms of the environment, from KfW, from the World Bank, from EIB, the European Development Bank, and that for the African Development Bank as well. So all these practices from the development banks, we have imbibed them up. And it's part of our procedures and processes that we have given to our partners to ensure that any agric or agro-processing farm or industry that comes on board, they are using those procedures and processes that make the environment friendly, that does not harm the environment, that makes the environment being able to produce goods in terms of crops that you and I can take and be healthy.
Yes, speaking of crops, Rima, let me come to you. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd, if I have doubts or if I'm not even too sure why I should make my way to the children's park to shop when I can probably buy my foodstuffs from, say, the Medina Market, what should one be expecting within this 3-day period of an event?
Right, so the Agric Fair is serving three purposes. So you may ask what it's in it for the farmers themselves, and then the patrons who are coming, and others who are coming not to just come and shop, but to get a theory aspect of agric and farming and everything that we are doing. So now, if you are a patron coming in, what we are doing is we are bringing the farmers, so the warehouse, you know, straight to the market. So we are just jumping over the retailers and all the in-between people, connecting the consumer to the farmer. Now, the most painful thing, Jifa, is for you to develop something and then we all just say that, oh, it's a buyer's market, it's a buyer's market. So nobody really cares about your sacrifices, your investment, everything. You know what you have put in, but I determine how much I want to pay for that. And sometimes it can be very painful, and I think this is the challenge of the farmers because of several factors: roads, you know, processing, I mean, a whole lot of things. Because of these things, then it comes to who has the money to pick your farm produce from your farms to the market. So people in between who are not farmers, who have not planted anything, who have not reared any animal, are the ones cashing in.
Yes.
So we are just directly bringing the farmer. So from the farmer's point, this is the benefit that you are getting.
Yeah.
That now you have what it takes to determine how much you want to sell it for.
Goods,
Now, the good thing about this when it comes to the consumers or the patrons who are coming is the fact that now you are buying directly from source. And so you are getting it at farm gate prices. You are not going to be now paying for somebody's mood swings, somebody's transportation, somebody's AC that they drove to a certain village to go and get the stuff. We are not paying all that, because if the retailers are coming in, they are putting all these things on whatever it is they are going to also buy. And then at the end of the day, we are the ones who suffer. So now, if you are a patron, all we are saying is the farmers are just bringing everything, you know, so they are highly discounted. So it is a great opportunity to now come in. And another thing is, especially with the animals that we are getting, so the livestock, the poultry, the fish, everything, we are not going to buy frozen stuff. Things that, one, you don't know where they're even coming from. You don't know how long they've stayed until it got to you. You know, sometimes you eat chicken and you're not even sure whether it's chicken or something.
Yeah.
All you know is you can see a drumstick, but you can't taste the drumstick. So we don't know exactly. But here we have the animals there live. If you want them to kill it, I mean, dress it for you and all, you are standing there. You can see. So you can decide to shop for about 3 months till 6 months and all, you know, as long as you can just have a proper storage area for all these. And then for those who also now want to take farming as a business, we have the clinics that is happening. So you might not even be interested in coming to buy pepper or onions, but you are a farmer, you are interested in source of funding, access to funding, all right? And this is why some of our farmers are not able to progress to larger scales, all the way to being able to add value. Exim Bank is on. So if you're able to, I mean, grow your stuff well, then you can have access to the DBGs to come in through partner institutions to support you to invest more. And then you can also have a conversation with the Exim Bank, because now you want to cross borders. And so the clinic will be taking people through all these. If you want to go into farming, I mean, the whole introduction to farming, what do I have to do? And now, you know, it goes beyond. So yesterday, for instance, I was having a conversation with my gardener, and then I was saying that, so all these flowers that we are planting and we are watering it every day and we are doing this, it doesn't give me anything.
Yeah.
Why can't I plant tomatoes in a flower pot? Why can't I put pepper in a flower pot? Why can't I do my spices in a flower pot?
Yeah.
This you are watering. At the end of the day, I can get something to eat. You understand? As against grass, you're not getting anything from it. Every day you are pouring water on it. You are maintaining it. At the end of the day, it's nothing, just beautification. So these are conversations that we need to start having, okay? Now, we've spoken about introduction to the farming, access to funding, value addition, and all these. These are very serious conversations that we can have. Jifa, you don't lose anything by going into farming. You don't necessarily have to be the one weeding, but that can be a great source of extra income for you. So Agric Fair goes beyond just come and buy this and all, you know. So it really is a platform where we can have all the kind of conversations we need as a nation, as individuals, as families and all. And the beautiful thing is, once we have the goats, we have the pigs coming, we have the chicken coming, we chew kebab.
Of course.
Of course. And then now there's also great entertainment coming, you know.
Okay.
I mean, once there's food, once there's fun, there are drinks. It's okay that, you know, we'll also have a bit of entertainment and have fun as well. Because even with the trade clinics, there'll be break time. When there's break time, we'll go and eat small, then we'll dance small. So,
all right, Fema, finally, for people who are coming or are not so sure how they can take part, especially in the clinics, what numbers should they call or reach out to be a part of it?
So those coming for the clinic, please give us a call on 0558 973 973, 0558 973 973. And to those who have registered but haven't made payment yet, we can't guarantee your security, you know, beyond today or tomorrow. It can be any time. We are just about closing the gates for further for more people to come in. I did not say those who want to register, because we have moved on long ago from registration. Now, if you have registered but haven't made payment, just know that your wares do not have any booth as we speak. So if you are preparing yourself, if you are, trying to call your people to get ready for the fair, but you haven't paid, you might be disappointed.
Yeah.
So please call us now, 0205-973-973, 0205-973-973. Let's avoid the disappointment and let's all have a great fair.
Good. John, finally, in about 30 seconds, for patrons and exhibitors who are coming to the Agric Fair between the 3 days, what should they expect from you as DBG?
Okay, so it's an exciting opportunity. You see, just as Frima was saying, it is not just only the farmers. We have our young graduates who are looking for opportunities in agribusiness, in agriculture. This fair, I think, gives them the opportunity to come and listen to the technical know-how, how to do agric and do it well. For me, the issue is not so much of funding. Yes, funding is very, very good, but the knowledge to do the agric will be there. And once you've gotten the knowledge, you'll be able to put in place a nice business plan, and you see one of our partners. Then we come in to give you the support in terms of funding.
Right.
So this is an opportunity for our young graduates, those who want to take agric as a career, to come into the fair, have the knowledge, and then we can plug into DBG in terms of the funding through our partners.
Good.
For this.
Thank you very much, John. So we've been speaking to John Ziga, who is the Deputy CEO of DBG, as well as Frema Edunyame, Head of Events and Partnerships here at ChannelOne TV and City FM. We've been talking about the Agric Fair happening on the 20th to the 22nd of June 2025 at the Ifwa Sutherland Park. Do make sure you are there to explore your agriculture business and, of course, the opportunities that are there for you.